Creating graphs and charts in Google Sheets is really easy. You need to have data to graph or chart, and then once it's graphed or charted, you will annotate your data. In this case, we're comparing statistics between a country we're studying in the US, and we find out our facts, we enter our data, we create a chart, and then we annotate it by describing what the data means and drawing connections to what we know about our country and the country we are studying and why that data supports what we know. Okay, so enter our data. So in this case, we can make a column chart or a bar chart. And so we're going to enter the data, and it's really not important for the chart that you have the word religions here, but you want to have your titles for your legend, and then you can see here we have the different religions set up. Once your data is there, highlight the data. You can click on Insert and select Chart, or you can choose the icon on your toolbar. Here it will recommend a chart, so you might go with the recommendation. You might take a look to see maybe you would prefer this column chart instead, so we'll use this for now. And maybe your data is entered in a way that you're not getting a good chart, so you might have to re-enter your data or see if switching rows and columns is helpful. In this case, I don't want to do that. I want the actual religion, Catholic to Catholic, and things like that. So I'm not going to switch, but sometimes doing that will help you. So if you end up not getting a recommended chart, try switching the columns and rows. All right, so everything is good. It's saying, here's my header, so my legend is complete, and I'm good to go. Now, I could hit Insert and then edit it later, but I'm going to edit it now. I need a chart title, and I need horizontal and left vertical labels. So I'm just going to click on Customize and give my title to it. So Religions, Religions, US to Zamberneck. Watch capitalization in titles. There's no point in losing points for not capitalizing properly. In a title or label, if you're capitalizing your letters, remember to do that for each word, not just the first word. All right, so we have a title, and keep in mind if you want to make it bigger, you can. Our legend is on the right. Everything looks good. You can change it to a different point if it's not working for you. In this case, on the right is good. And then if you want to change your overall font or background, you can do that as well. So if you want a different background color, you can do that. Okay. And then labels are really important. Remember, horizontal is, think of the sun going across the horizon, so that's left to right. So horizontal is the one that's going to be down at the bottom. And we're going to call this religions. That would be a good enough label. And if you want to make that bigger, you could. And you could change the color of it if you want. And you can make it bold. So whatever you need to for your labels. We're going to change this to left vertical. And now it's on the left and it's vertical. So we're going to call this percentage of population. Percentage of population. And what this does is it describes what we're measuring. Are we measuring dollars? Are we measuring the number of people? Are there 60 people? No, this is the percentage of the population. Now I have all this space here between 60 and 80, and I'm thinking maybe I'll change my range here. So here 0% is going to be my bottom, but maybe my top is going to be 75. So you can see that now it changes the look of the graph. So that's up to you as well. So you have all those customizations that you can work with. This looks good to me, so I'm ready to insert it. So I click on Insert, and it's going to cover up your data. And for the purpose of showing everything, we're going to click and drag our chart. So you can just click and drag it to a point in your spreadsheet. It's a little bit tricky. So once you get it to that point, now you're ready to annotate it. And down here you can see we've annotated it already. And this is how you would do the annotation. You need to select a series of cells like here. and then just merge them. This merge cell will create a text box that you can then type in. And then if you see this tool here, wrap text, your text is going to go into nowhere. But if you have your merged cell selected and you also choose wrap text, you get a nice paragraph here. Now there's other ways to insert things into a spreadsheet. You could insert a text box and move it around, but this works, so go with it. All right, now we'll just demo a couple other charts for you so that you have some, if you're good to go, go ahead. I'm going to do a line graph and a pie chart. So here, just opening a new sheet, I've got this data comparing temperatures in Fahrenheit between the US and my country. And so these are the average monthly temperatures. So I'm going to highlight my data and click on Insert Chart. And here I get not what I want. This isn't really what I had in mind, because what I really want is a line graph. And they're not even suggesting it. If I click on More and go to Line, ooh, I'm thinking I want something like this. Oh, I like the curvy lines. Here you can see this is what I want. I want somebody to be able to look at my chart and go, oh my gosh, look at this. The US has such ranging temperatures. And this is my local community in New Hampshire. So it's not Arizona. And I will articulate that in my annotation. So here is Zamberneck. Now, what part of the world do you think I'm studying? I mean, look at that, those temperatures. They really don't have any dipping temperatures like we do. They have what we would like more of. Very interesting. So I'm ready to customize. So I'm going to call this average monthly temperature, temperatures, actually, in my title. Weather of US to Zamberneck. I don't have to get into details here because I'll use my axis labels for that. So there I have that. And now I need to identify what this is, which is the temperature in Fahrenheit. So I'm going to go down to my axis, and the horizontal axis is going to be months. Temperatures, monthly temperatures. And my left vertical is going to be degrees or temperature in Fahrenheit. And I will misspell it because I always do. And then I will right click and choose the right spelling because there's spell check in here. Isn't that so cool? This is perfect for me. I love the range, so I don't need to change my minimum or maximum. And I'm ready to go. So I click on Insert. And now I have my data and my chart. So I'm going to move this over here because I want to have the data and the chart available. And I can even make this bigger if I want. So if I wanted to work on layout and design, I can do that. And I'm like, oh, let's try 17. Great. So now I have the US and Zamberneck, and I've got my chart here. So what I'm going to do for annotation is I'm going to select these cells, and I'm going to merge them, and I'm going to make sure wrap text is selected and make it a little bit bigger and maybe bold. We'll see. This is my reflective summary of my data. All right, so you're going to put your reflection there about, the regions of the world that each area is in. Maybe note that this US is northeastern US. Let's go on to pie chart. So pie chart is really when you're comparing data and it equals a whole. So if I highlight a category, you have to make sure that this adds up to 100. So you may have a number plus a number equals 100 for category 1 and category 2, but you may end up with an other. Like there may be a stray. So this may be 30. Oops, sorry. This might be 30 and this might be other, where it just doesn't, there's no data for that. Nothing fits in that, or there's a number of different things that fit in that. Just remember that if you're using something that equals a whole, a pie chart can be used for that. So I'll make one pie chart and then you'll be good to go. I highlight the data I click on Insert Chart, and here's my, it's telling me right now, go ahead and choose a pie graph. I'm happy about that. And I'll give it a title. Category comparison, category in US. So you're going to make a pie chart for each country because it equals a whole, so you can't compare the countries in a pie chart because it equals 100%. So 100% of, let's say, the population in the US that has a car, takes public transportation, or other. I don't know what other would be. And then you would compare the same data in another country. So you have to, when you're dealing with pie charts, you're going to need to make one for each country. So there you have your labels, and then you click on Insert. So pie charts are really easy to create. You just have to make sure that the data is applicable to a pie chart. You're only using it when you're comparing to or separating categories into a whole. So the total has to equal 100%. And then you break it down into that. So, and the same thing, you would just, oh, I guess this was Zamberneck. So to edit that, I would just type in Zamberneck. All right, so now your charts have done. So let's say that you've completed your chart and you're ready to put your spreadsheet into your site. You would just go to your Google site and follow the directions that are posted on the PAC site and in the PAC classroom to embed the graphs into your site. Just remember that you need to share this document now. Best to just make it anyone with the link can view. So anyone with the link can view, and then you're all set. All right, if you have any questions, please see your instructor, go to the PAC site, or check out Classroom.